Minutes after they said they're going to go live anyway, so.
Hope our IFBs are back on. What is up, everybody? Hitting the Field is back for another week. We had a bye week last week because of the holiday, but we're back. We got week 1 of the NFL. The MLB playoff race is heating up. I'm excited to talk about it. Hitting the Field starts now.
Things gon' change when I really hit the field. Undefeated champs, man, you know what's the deal. Tryna find a kid, I'm in the field doing drills. Boy, you just a sucker, you ain't never keep it real. 3 rings in my hand, I'm a warrior to the max. When I hang it up, they gon' have to give me plaques. Step up in the building and I only bring the facts. When I make a highlight, they gon' replay, run it back, okay? Always locked in, now I don't got time to lax. Saying he the best, he could take a lap. Batted 1,000 when you check the stats. Boy, is you ready? You ain't gotta ask.
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Hitting the Field. I got my boy Kyle with me, and I got my boy Jeff with me. Jeff, I'm sorry, I forgot your name for half a second. My mind went blank. But hey, we're good. I got week 1 on the brain, man, and I want to start with the season opener. It was ring night for Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, and hey, he showed out. Got to give him props. Got away with a little, OPI.
Yeah, a little OPI, you know.
Little OPI, but we'll let that slide. Dak Prescott, though, he's back. Kyle, I want to get your thoughts on the game first.
Well, I mean, my main thoughts on the game is that both quarterbacks played great and both offenses looked absolutely fantastic. Dak Prescott, I mean, he had Amari Cooper to throw to. Amari Cooper even had 13 receptions, 138 yards, and 2 scores. CeeDee Lamb, second season in the league, he's looking like he's growing into his own. Even Michael Gallup was a third option. It looks like he's a very good option. Dak Prescott is in really good hands, and it doesn't even look like he even had a knee injury or a shoulder injury. He looks in form and ready to go.
No, and Jeff, I mean, what were your takeaways from this game? I mean, it was a great way to open the season.
It was a great way to open the season for everyone but Greg Zuerlein. Greg the Leg himself, 3 for 5, 2 for 3 extra points. You can't do that and win football games against Tom Brady. Tom Brady will eat you up all day long. You can't miss a 30-yard field goal. You can't miss a potential lead-changing 60-yard field goal. You can't do that. And Jerry Jones has already spoken out about it, that he's already taking a look at Zuerlein. So everybody else for the Cowboys, very proud of you. Greg Zuerlein, you disappointed me and my fantasy team.
Dude, I think you're just mad. I think that you're honestly just mad that Greg Zuerlein's your fantasy kicker and that he scored you 1 point in fantasy football. I mean, I get it. He didn't have his best game, but he can make a good kick every now and again.
Look, I wanted Greg Zuerlein cut at halftime. Not going to lie. I was very upset going into halftime. But then, hey, I got to give him credit. He clutched up, and with there was 2 minutes left, a minute left, something like that. He hit the field goal to give the Cowboys the lead, and it looked like that was going to be enough. And then Chris Godwin did that and got away with it. But, hey, can't be mad. I mean, I was fully expecting my Cowboys to get absolutely slaughtered, and they played a great game. I'm very excited for Dak Prescott, man. 42 for 58. That's a lot of throws.
That's a lot.
403 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Jeff, what did you see out of Dak Prescott coming back?
He was threading the needle and warranting the pocket really well. The Bucs were putting pressure on him all game long, and he was looking at the pocket really well, dipping out and in. And then Ezekiel was laying out blocks. Everyone was laying out blocks for him. I was surprised how well the O-line played, because usually the O-line for the Cowboys is a little bit disappointing. Zach Martin, been injured. They haven't been really that top-tier line since probably 2017, 2018 because of injuries. And now I see Dak Prescott, he doesn't even care about his O-line status. He's playing more like Russell Wilson out there, dipping and dodging every single defender that's coming at him. And I was very proud of Dak Prescott, threading the needle multiple times through Devin White. There's a lot of plays where I was like, that's a crazy good throw. Dak is back. And I have my fantasy squad, so I was very happy.
And then you look on the Tampa Bay Bucs side of the ball, and it's like, wow, how do you play this bad, honestly? Like, Chris Godwin sold multiple times. Leonard Fournette's got stone hands. Ronald Jones fumbled. The Bucs literally try to do everything they can to lose that game for Tom Brady. But what does Tom Brady do? Still prevails in the end. And the Bucs are honestly in really good shape. Even though they looked that bad on opening day, to able to sneak out with a win at home, that's exactly what we needed in order to get this season rolling.
So, Kyle, what is the Cowboys' ceiling? Because I don't think anyone was expecting them to play as good as they did on Thursday night.
Honestly, I kind of did expected the Cowboys to play this good. I didn't think that they were going to win, but I think that they were going to compete very well. And especially with how good that defense has improved, forcing 4 turnovers. Trayvon Diggs looks like a #1 corner. He looks Pro Bowl ready. But I think the ceiling probably end up being like an 11-6. I think that's about where the Cowboys will be, winning the division, making it to the divisional round of the playoffs, especially with how bad the Packers looked yesterday. But I think the Cowboys can actually make a deep playoff push. I'm not going to say go to the Super Bowl, but I think a deep playoff push is actually where the Cowboys can be if they can stay healthy.
Jeff, we're going to switch topics now, and we're going to talk about Jeff's favorite team. Jeff's Browns lost a heartbreaker yesterday. Cleveland jumped out to a 22-10 lead at half. And then Patrick Mahomes was like, hey, I'm Patrick Mahomes, and dropped 23 points in the second half. And to seal the game, UCF's own Mike Hughes picked off Baker Mayfield as he tried to throw it away. Jeff, what did you see out of your Browns? What do you think they need to do better? And Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, those are our weaknesses against quarterbacks. And I mean, for being a fan of 21 years, that's the best week 1 opener we've had. But there's still a lot of progress to be made. I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes. It's hard to defeat a guy that can dodge out 2 sacks, run around, and then be like, where's Tyreek Hill? I'm just going to throw it up. He threw it up to Tyreek Hill like that meme of Jameis Winston. Like, he's like, Tyreek down there somewhere, and he literally just tossed it, and Tyreek Hill is just that good. The difference that really was there was that Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce are still the same 2 guys that we knew last season, the season before that. And they're the same trio that's going to dominate the league again this year. It's scary. You know, competing against them going up on the lead, I knew it. I was like, we're going to give it up. We're going to give it up. Patrick Mahomes looks mad on the bench. He has that Tom Brady look in him. He wants to go out there. He wants to keep on throwing the ball deep. You know, losing to Chad Henne last season hurt, but watching Nick Chubb fumble the ball, that was ultimate pain.
Yeah, that also hurt for my fantasy team.
Kyle. Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, no, Patrick Mahomes, best quarterback we've probably ever seen. I mean, just to be down 16 points in the third quarter and come back and win, I get it's at home, but the Browns look like a very good football team, guys. I know that they blew it. I know that they muffed the punt. I know Baker threw the pick at the end of the game, and it's Nick Chubb fumbled. But I think you have to give a lot of props to the Browns and the way they played that game. They looked composed on the road, and they were able to get up big. I know they didn't end up winning the game, but I think the Browns might actually be that team.
No, and when they went up 8 in the fourth quarter before that 75-yard Patrick Mahomes just throwing it up to Tyreek and Tyreek being Tyreek, I really thought that the Browns were going to hold them off and win. And I did not expect that out of Jeff's Browns. But, hey, they impressed me. Do I think they can win that division? Yeah, I think they got a shot. I don't think they will. I still think it's going to go to Baltimore. But even with their running back situation. But that's a topic for another day. But I want to talk about arguably the story of the week. LASIK Jameis, everybody. I mean, 5 touchdowns, 14 for 20 passing, no interceptions. Kyle, what's up with Jameis, man?
The rejuvenation of Jameis Winston is here. I wish he would have done this in Tampa, but Sean Payton knew what he needed. Hey, all he needed was LASIK eye surgery and a little bit better coaching. And he didn't need Bruce Arians, but Jameis Winston is here to stay. He had 5 touchdowns and 6 incompletions. Yeah, he only had 148 yards, but they didn't need to throw the football. Jameis threw the ball whenever he needed to, and that's when he was able to make his plays. Whenever he was in Tampa, they forced him to throw the ball. They needed him to throw the ball, and that's when he made his mistakes in his 33 touchdown, 30 interception season. Jameis Winston is in the perfect system for him, and he's finally showing the world what he can do.
And I think that's the biggest difference, Jeff, is they're not relying on him to be that gunslinger. They got the running backs. They got Kamara. They just need him to throw when he has to throw. And I think everyone's known he's more than capable of it. But if you're going to make him throw 50 times a game, you're going to get a lot of picks. What did you see out of Jameis Winston? And do you think he can keep this up?
Oh, 110%. I mean, look at his weapons. It's not like Michael Thomas is out there. It's Johnson, the tight end. It's Adam Troutman. It's, Marquez Callaway. It's not some star-studded players. He has Alvin Kamara by his side, but it's not like some star-studded lineup like the Mike Evans, Chris Godwin era of his career. That LASIK eye surgery really did bless him, and he looked solid. He was efficient. He'd never had a bad throw all game long. He was running it when it was needed. Jameis Winston looks like the quarterback we saw at FSU, and even a better version than that, especially with the eye surgery now.
So I have a hot take about our boy Aaron Rodgers. He's selling until they trade him. He's not trying. 38-3. He was terrible. He got me 1.5 points in fantasy. Aaron Rodgers, if you see this, I got beef with you, bro. Kyle, what is up with the Packers?
No, I think your hot take is actually correct. I actually think that Aaron Rodgers is selling for the Green Bay Packers organization. I think he's trying to make a statement. I don't like your organization. I hate the way that you've structured this team. And now I'm just going to absolutely sell. So you guys trade me, or I'm going to go host Jeopardy. It's one of the two, but Aaron Rodgers does not want to be in Green Bay anymore. Either that or the Saints defense has just been playing that good. It's one of the two.
Jeff, do you think Aaron Rodgers is being bad on purpose, or do you think that this is a Saints defense was just outstanding?
I'm going to go opposite. I think the Packers are selling on Aaron Rodgers. There was multiple times yesterday while I was watching, I was like, is the right tackle and left tackle even blocking for him anymore? Like, it's not like the Saints have a world-beating defense. They have a good defense. They have great defensive leaders like Cameron Jordan. They have great defensive leaders overall. But it's not like their world-beater defense. And when I saw the offensive line give up on Aaron Rodgers, I was like, this team knows Aaron Rodgers is gone after the season. They know it's Jordan Love time. With him not starting, and then you see Jordan Love come in, and everyone's like, oh, yeah, Jordan Love. Then he doesn't do that well, and then it's just like, oh, man, Aaron Rodgers again. Oh, man. But overall, I think the Green Bay Packers are selling heavy on Aaron Rodgers, and it sucks for Aaron Rodgers, but once he goes to Jeopardy, I think he'll be happy again.
Actually, do you guys actually think that the Packers might be selling for Aaron Rodgers? Like, their offensive line doesn't want to block for him. Maybe their receivers aren't running as hard of routes for Aaron Rodgers. Maybe they just realize that Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to be there anymore, and they just want Aaron Rodgers out of there, and they're not going to play their hardest for him.
Do you think part of this was the Bakhtiari loss? Because he did not have his best O-lineman. Now, is that an excuse? His QBR was worse than if he just threw the ball into the ground 38 times. That's hard to do, Aaron Rodgers.
But he did it.
But he did it. I don't know what to expect from the Packers, but Kyle, I want to switch gears here. What were your takeaways from Week 1 of the NFL season?
The biggest takeaway that I saw from Week 1, Alex, the Houston Texans are first place in the AFC South.
Just like we all thought.
They beat the Jaguars 37-21 on Sunday. Tyrod Taylor, he's actually never had a negative season in the NFL, but he keeps on getting overpassed for somebody behind him. And now he's finally getting his shot since Deshaun Watson is not having his shot anymore. So Tyrod Taylor is finally playing great football, and the Texans are first place in the AFC South. The Colts lost in an embarrassing loss to the Seattle Seahawks at home. And then the Titans, they lost horribly to Kyler Murray.
We'll talk about him in a second.
We'll talk about him in a second. And then, oh man, it's just the Texans are first place in the AFC South.
Hey, just like we all thought. They're
Just
gonna
like we
They're
all
going to win the
thought.
AFC South, guys. No, don't quote me on that because that's not going to happen.
I'm adding him. Someone add him on Twitter right now.
But Jeff, what are your takeaways from the first week of the NFL season?
Jalen Hurts, really, really impressive performance. Electric, improvisational, sorry, I'm mispronouncing that word, but overall, perfect performance from Jalen Hurts. I was watching that game. I was like, man, the Falcons look like a high school squad against this team. I mean, the Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts connection was there. He was connecting with Dallas Goedert. He was running. Miles Sanders looked like back to the form that he should have been. All those Eagles fans that were my friends were like, feed Miles, feed Miles, feed Miles all last season. Now they fed Miles, and Miles looks like that great running back that he should be. And I think your Cowboys honestly need to watch out because besides the O-line, the Eagles look like a pretty good team in your division.
They played the Falcons, dude.
That's the big thing. Is the Eagles played the Falcons. The Falcons are going to make a lot of teams look good.
Atlanta's a dumpster fire.
My takeaway, Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. The Cardinals look good. Chandler Jones had 5 sacks. Kyler Murray had 5 touchdowns. I mean, that one play where he evaded 4 sacks, ran towards line of scrimmage, ran backwards, and then hit Rondell Moore. I mean, what more can you ask the man to do? He's a superhero. But that is all the time we have for the NFL segment. When we come back, Kyle and I are going to be talking some MLB. The playoff run's heating up. Vladimir Guerrero, Shohei Ohtani. We'll talk about it when we get back. Peace.
Here's the story of a show creator who was gearing up to form a bigger crew. One's a California guy,
a god of graphics.
One hosted Girls on Deck.
It's a story of a 4-year nightmare, which is finally coming to an end. Thank God. And the new kid, a Packers lover.
Tampa forever. So then one day all these people work together to face a year unlike one that's ever been. And his group rebranded in Orlando. That's the way we all became HGFN. 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 That's the way we became HGFN. That's blasphemy!
What's up, everyone? Welcome back, and I got my boy Kyle with me now, and we're going to talk some MLB. The playoff race is heating up, but I want to start with probably a more fun race, and that's the home run race in the American League. Vladimir Guerrero tied Ohtani last night. They're both at 44 home runs now. Kyle, who do you think is going to win this home run race?
I mean, I got to give it to Vlad. Vlad's been a lot more hot over the past 2 weeks. I think he has 10 home runs the past 2 weeks. And the way that he tied Ohtani last night with an absolute bomb to left field versus the Baltimore Orioles, the Blue Jays just beat the Baltimore Orioles 22-7 last night, and Vlad Guerrero Jr. is the main reason why the Blue Jays are this hot as they are right now.
No, and trust me, Vlad's hot, but I gotta err on the side of my boy Ohtani. I think he's gonna get it done. But like you said, Vlad, he's 10 home runs in the last 2 weeks, I believe. He's doing something special, and if it weren't for Ohtani, he'd be a lock to win MVP. But I want, Vladimir Guerrero is so much fun. And as a Yankee fan, I hate it because they should not be as fun as they are, being a Yankee fan. But I love Vladimir Guerrero, and what he's doing right now is a lot of fun. 407 on base percentage. What he's doing is insane. But I'm going to err on the side of Ohtani winning the home run race. He's at 44 home runs right now. And just that swing is so beautiful. And when he makes contact, it sounds different off of his bat.
Loud off the bat.
Off Ohtani's bat, things just sound better. And I think this is going to lead me into my next question. He beats out Vladimir Guerrero for MVP. Kyle, what do you think?
Yes, he's definitely going to beat him out. I mean, Ohtani might possibly be having the best season of baseball that anyone has ever seen. He's playing elite on the pitching side of the ball, and he's also tied in the AL for the most home runs. I mean, Shohei Ohtani has a 3.36 ERA, which is absolutely disgusting. I mean, that's almost Cy Young numbers, and he's also a hitter, and he's hitting 44 home runs, and it has almost a 300 batting average, especially being for a power hitter. I think his slug is also in the upper 500s, which is absolutely insane. I mean, do you really think that this might actually be the best season of baseball we've ever seen from one particular player?
No, I definitely think this is the best season in baseball history, and I could argue it's the greatest season in sports history. I think the only one that can kind of rival it is when Tiger Woods went ham and won everything, won all the majors in one year. But 10.6 strikeouts per 9. Oh. He's a top 5 hitter in baseball. He's a top 20 pitcher in baseball.
I could argue top 10.
We will never see this ever again. If you have the ability to stay up until 10:30 when the Angels games start, do it, because you are going to tell your grandkids that you got to see this guy play. He is someone we will never forget. And he's a video game. You can't be this good in the show. And he's doing this in real life. Yeah. Kyle, just talk more about Ohtani.
Dude, he's playing the MLB on rookie difficulty and MLB The Show 21 right now. I mean, Shohei Ohtani is definitely probably the best player in baseball, especially since Mike Trout's still gone with injury. I just feel bad for Ohtani, though, because who does he have around him? They have no chance to make the playoffs. They're 4th in their division, barely 500, but Ohtani's having the best season of all time. It just shows how much baseball is a full team sport. And, Trout's done it for the past 10 years with the same organization, and Mike Trout is almost considered the GOAT of baseball, the greatest of all time.
No, and Mike Trout is the GOAT, in my opinion. But I want to talk about the AL wildcard, something that the Angels are on the outside looking in on. it's heated up in the last week and a half. The Blue Jays have caught the Yankees. The Blue Jays are currently sitting a game above the Yankees, and the Red Sox hold the top wild card spot. Kyle, how does this wild card end? Who's going to be playing in the wild card game in the AL?
Not the Yankees. That's all I'll say. Blue Jays, Red Sox, the second and third team in the AL East. But who's first in the AL East? Oh, it's the Tampa Bay Rays. So that it just shows how
I
good
don't
the
recall
AL.
bringing up the Rays. I don't know why Kyle brought him up.
I always got to bring up the Rays in some way, shape, or form on whenever we talk baseball. But it just shows how good the AL East is. If your second, third, and fourth team in the division are first, second, and third in the wild card, the AL East is definitely the best division in baseball, and I don't think it's particularly close.
No, I mean, the only one you could maybe argue is the NL West, but I mean, it's your top three. The AL East kind of has all four. But look, the Yankees are struggling. I recall 2 weeks ago saying they were a lock to make the playoffs. I don't think that anymore. The Blue Jays are hot, but I think the Yankees are going to right the ship. I don't know if they'll make a deep playoff run anymore, but I think they'll get into the playoffs. They will beat out Toronto, and then we'll get a Yankees-Red Sox wild card game. But, Kyle, I want to talk to you about the other wild card race now. We got the Padres. We got the Reds. They're tied right now for that last wild card spot. No one's catching the Dodgers in the wild card. That's a lock. Yep. It's only a matter of are the Dodgers going to catch the Giants to win the division.
I still don't think that's happening.
I don't either. But who wins the NL wild card, or who gets into that game?
Man, I still have to give it to the Padres, man. They have way too much firepower on the offensive side of the ball, even with the loss of Blake Snell, who has the past month been maybe the best pitcher in baseball. I don't know how to, out of nowhere, Blake Snell was great, but now he's hurt. But now we're just stuck with Yu Darvish as the main ace for the team. I think he'll still be able to carry them pitching-wise to a wild card spot. And I don't think the Reds are hot. They've gotten real hot over the past 2 weeks. I just don't think they're going to be able to keep it up for too much longer.
The Reds are an interesting story, but I want to talk about the reason the Padres are going to make the wild card game. And that is my boy, Fernando Tatis Jr.
Fernando
Oh, my
Taters?
God.
Taters?
Fernando Taters. I think he's a shoo-in to win NL MVP. I think it's between him and Bryce Harper, but I'm going to give the edge to Tatis. Tatis is leading the NL in home runs and has missed almost a third of the season.
Yep.
That's insane to me. Imagine what we would have gotten if he never got hurt this year. Tatis is that dude. I think he's going to be the reason they get into the playoffs. Do they make a run in the playoffs? I don't know.
No.
Anything can happen in a one-game playoff, so I'm not going to say they're going to beat the Dodgers, but don't be shocked if they do because it's one game. Anything can happen. But the Reds are good, man. The Reds can sneak up on San Diego.
Jesse Winker.
Joey Votto's still there.
Yep.
You know, they got the people to do it.
Nicholas Castellanos.
Hey, Nick Castellanos always hits a home run when there's a tragedy.
Facts.
So, look, that Reds team is fun. They're one of the most fun teams in the league. If they get that wild card spot, I know a lot of people in America are going to be rooting for them to beat the Dodgers because outside of Johnny Jackson, no one likes the Dodgers.
Outside of Johnny Jackson, nobody likes the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Look, man, what do you think a Dodgers-Padres wild card game looks like?
Prime time, 8 o'clock. Fernando Tatis Jr. hits a go-ahead 3-run home run in the 8th inning, just for them to blow it. I still think the Dodgers would end up winning in a wild card game, but I don't think that the Padres can win a 5 or 7 game series against anyone else in the NL. I think the divisional is just about as far as they can reach.
No, I completely agree with you there. I think the cap for either team that's fighting for the second wild card spot is the NLDS. I don't see the Padres or I don't see the Padres or the Reds if they do get past the Dodgers. Knocking off San Francisco or knocking off Milwaukee. I just don't see it. But, Kyle, while we're on the playoffs, who do you think is going to get to the World Series? What are we looking at right now?
Man, I gotta have a hot take. Give me the Brewers, man. The Brewers pitching staff is the best in baseball. Go ahead and at me on Twitter. Go ahead. Flame me all you want. You have Corbin Burns, the best pitcher in baseball, and you also have Devin Williams and Josh Hader in the pen. That is a nasty pitching staff, and I don't care about how not lackluster the offense is. If your pitching can keep you in games, you're going to win. And the Giants, I don't think are going to be able to last through the playoffs. And the Dodgers have their World Series from last year. That's just about it for me. I'm going to go ahead and take the Brewers for the NL. And on the AL side, Give me the Rays again. I don't care. They're playing the best baseball
All
so
right,
far.
so you got Brewers, Rays. I'm going to go Brewers, White Sox. But that's all the time we got for baseball today. When we come back, we got the rant, and we're going to wrap the show up.
Welcome to the HTF Hot Wings Challenge. One of you guys actually do hot sauce like regularly?
No.
No.
It's like the least black thing I do.
Oh, wow, okay.
I say Johnny goes first on this one.
I agree.
Now the Buccaneers are going to play the Washington football team.
That can't happen.
It will happen.
I'm terrified.
No, I really hate it.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. No. You're wrong. If it wasn't for Kanye jumping up on stage and doing the I'm gonna let you finish, but no one would know what it was.
Nitros, dump truck. And if you don't know what I'm talking about,
Why is Nitro thick?
I don't know how many squats I need to do to get up like something like that, but I will do it.
Oh! Oh my God!
Baseball, obvious reasons. Babe Ruth, if you want to go currently. I feel like that's just like a thing.
he jumped off the wall to catch the home run. We made it through all the way to the end. Thank you for joining us.
I'm never doing this again.
It was rough.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back. I want to thank Kyle and Jeff for joining me. We had a great show. But now it's time for the rant. Night Nation, I want to talk to you. And don't worry, you've done nothing wrong yet. We're just in the Big 12. That's a grand moment, no doubt. I'm just as pumped as y'all are. But I have one small, very small request for you. Don't become the fan base that we've grown to hate since 2017. You know more than anyone that because of that Group of 5 label that is attached to our school, Power 5 schools are going to try to belittle you. So if Coastal rips off an undefeated season, or if Louisiana rips off an undefeated season, or Appalachian State, or anyone else in the Group of 5, don't belittle them just because they're a G5 school. They, like us, deserve a chance to win the national championship. We know firsthand that winning games is hard. We went 24-0, and they didn't let us sniff the college football playoff. We know better than anyone that if you win your conference, you deserve a chance to win a national title. Look, every level of college football, FCS, D2, D3, NAIA, everywhere. If you win your conference, you get a shot at the national title, but not the highest level of college football. That's not right. So I ask, don't belittle Group of 5 schools just because they're in the G5. And also don't be like the Utahs and the TCUs of the world where they sat idly by as we went undefeated and didn't say a word. When they also know firsthand that you were going undefeated and they didn't get a shot. So don't be the people to scream, join a better conference. You know that doesn't work like that. But that's all the show we got for you today. It was a great show. Thanks again to Kyle and Jeff. I will see you next week. Peace.
Things gon' change when I really hit the field. Undefeated champs, man, you know what's the deal. Tryna find a kid, I'm in the field doing drills. Boy, you just a sucker, you ain't never keep it real. 3 rings in my hand, I'm a warrior to the max. When I hang it up, they gon' have to give me plaques. Step up in the building and I only bring the facts. When I make a highlight, they gon' replay, run it back. Okay, always locked in, now I don't got time to lax. Saying he the best, he could take a lap. Batted 1,000 when you check the stats. Boy, is you ready? You ain't gotta ask.